Hello and welcome to this Beyond Shakespeare exploring session. Tonight we will be exploring Thersites, uh, probably by Nicholas Udall, uncertain. Um, Nicholas Udall, of course, author of Rafe Royster Doyster, um, I think Royster Doyster, uh, and other such hits. Also with a kind of, if I'm remembering the right guy, kind of an unsavory history. But anyway, um, joining us tonight, we have a wonderful team of readers. With us, we have Greg. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Greg, and I'm based in Stratford-on-Avon.
Excellent. Greg will be reading Mulciber, the god, Hephaestus Vulcan, god of soldiers and armory. And playing Thersites himself, we have Miranda.
Hi, I'm Miranda. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Fantastic. And playing Mater, Thersites' mom, who's got it going on, it's Tamara.
Hello. Yes, Tamara. I'm in London and I look forward to this play.
Yay! I think we are all looking forward to this play quite a bit. And I am your host, not Robert Crighton, but Liza Graham. Uh, and so the play opens with Thersites alone on stage. The stage directions say, Thersites cometh in first, having a club upon his neck. I will read stage directions because they are quite fun. Um, so when you're ready, yes, excellent club. When you're ready, take it away, Thersites.
Alrighty. Having a ruffler forth of the Greek land, called Thersites, if ye will me know. Aback! Give me room. In my way do ye not stand, for if ye do, I will soon lay you low. In Homer, of my acts ye have read, I trow, neither Agamemnon nor Ulysses I spared to check. They could not bring me to be at their beck. Of late, from the siege of Troy I returned, where all my harness except this club I lost. In an old house there it was quite burned, while I was preparing victuals for the host. Now I must needs get me new, whatsoe'er it cost. I will go seek adventures, for I cannot be idle. I will hamper some of the knaves in a bridal. It grieveth me to hear how the knaves do brag, but by supreme Jupiter, when I am harnessed well, I shall make the dastards to run into a bag to hide them from me as from the devil of hell. I doubt not, but hereafter of me ye shall hear tell. How I have made the knaves for to play couch quail, but now to the shop of Mulciber to go I will not fail. Mulciber.
Mulciber must have a shop made in the place, and Thersites cometh before it, saying aloud,
Mulciber, whom the poets doth call the god of fire, smith unto Jupiter, king over all, come forth of thy office, I thee desire, and grant me my petition. I ask a thing but small. I will none of thy lightning that thou art wont to make for the gods supernal, for hire when they do shake, with which they thrust the giants down to hell, that were at a convention heaven to buy and sell. But I would have some help of Lemnos and Ilva, that of their steel by thy craft condatra mihi galea.
What, fellow Thersites, do ye speak Latin now? Nay then, farewell, and may God avow I do not you understand, though Latin is in my palate.
and then he must do as he would go away.
I say, abide, good Mulciber, I pray thee, make me a sallet.
Why, Thersites, hast thou any wit in thy head? Wouldst thou have a sallet now? All the herbs are dead. Besides, that it is not meet for a smith to gather herbs and sallets to meddle with. Go, get thee to my lover Venus. She hath sallets enough for all us. I eat none such sallets, for now I wax old, and for my stomach they are very cold.
Now I pray to Jupiter that thou die a cuckold. Ahem, I mean a sallet with which men do fight.
It is a smell tasting of a man's might that he should for any matter fight with a few herbs in a platter. No great lord should follow that victory.
God's passion, Mulciber, where is thy wit and memory? I would have a sallet made of steel.
Why, sir, in your stomach long you shall it feel, for it is steel is hard to digest.
Man's bones and sides, he's worse than a beast. I would have a sallet to wear on my head, which under my chin with a thong red buckled shall be. Dost thou yet perceive me?
You're mine now, I see. Why, thou peevish lad, and art thou almost mad, or well in thy wit? Get thee a wallet. Would thou have a sallet? What wouldst thou do with it?
I pray thee, good Mulciber, make no more bones, but let me have a sallet made at once.
I must do somewhat for this knave. What manner of sallet would ye have?
I would have such a one, that nother might nor main should pierce it through, or part it in twain, which nother gunstone nor sharp spear should be able other to hurt and tear. I would have it also for to save my head, if Jupiter himself would have me dead. And if he in a fume would cast at me his fire, this sallet would I have to keep me from his ire.
I perceive your mind. Ye shall be kind. I will for you prepare.
And then he goeth into his shop and maketh a sallet for him. At the last he saith,
Here, Thersites, do this sallet wear, and on thy head it bear, and none shall work thee care.
Then Mulciber goeth into his shop until he is called again.
Ha! Now would I not fear with any bull to fight, or with a ramping lion, neither by day nor night. What great strength is in my body so lusty, which, for lack of exercise, is now almost rusty. Hercules, in comparison to me, was but a boy. When the bandug Cerberus from hell he bare away, when he killed the lion Hydra and the boar so wild, compare him to me? He was but a child. What, Samson, I say, hast thou no more wit? Wouldst thou be as strong as I? Come, suck thy mother's teat. Ween you that David, that little elfish boy, should with his sling have take my life away? Nay, Ewis Goliath, for all his 5 stones, I would have quashed his little boyish bones. Oh, it would do my heart much good to see some of the giants before Noah's flood. I would make the knaves to cry, creak, or else with my club their brains I will break. Oh, but Mulciber, yet I have not with thee due.
Enter Mulciber.
My head is armed, my neck I would have too. Oh, and also my shoulders with some good haberdine, that the devil, if he shot at me, could not enter in. For I am determined great battle to make, except my furnishness by some means may slake.
Buckle on this haberdine as fast as I can, and fear for the meeting of neither beast nor man. If it were possible for one to shoot an oak, this haberdine would defend thee from the stroke. Let them throw milestones at thee as thick as hail, yet thee to kill they shall of their purpose fail. If Malvern hills should on their shoulders light, they shall not hurt them nor suppress thy might. If Bevis of Hampton, Colburn, and Guy will thee assay, set not by them a fly. To be brief, this haberdine shall thee save, both by land and water. Now play the lusty knave.
Then he goeth in his shop again.
When I consider my shoulders, that so broad be when the other parts of my body I do behold, I verily think that none in Christianity with me to meddle dare be so bold. Now, have it the lions uncotsoled, I will neither spare for heat nor cold. Where art thou, King Arthur, and the knights of the Round Table? Come, bring your horses out of the stable. Lo, with me to meet they will not be able, by the mass. they had rather wear a babble. Where art thou, Gawain, the courteous, Kay, the crabbed? Here be a couple of knights cowardish and scabbed. Well, appear in thy likeness, Sir Libius Disconius, if thou wilt have my club light on thy heady boose. Lo, ye may see, he beareth not the face with me to try a blow in this place. How, sirrah! Approach, Sir Lancelot de Lac. What, ran ye away? And for fear quake? Now he that did thee a knight make, thought never that thou should any battle shouldst take. If thou wilt not come thyself, some of thy other fellows send. To battle I provoke them, themselves let them defend. Lo, for all the good that ever they see, they will not once set hand to fight with me. Oh, good Lord, how broad is my breast, and strong withal, for whole is my chest. He that should meddle with me should have shrewd rest. Behold you, my hands, my legs, and my feet, each part is strong, proportionable, and meet. You that I'm not feared in field and street, yea, God wot, they give me the wall, or else with my club I make them to fall. Back, knaves, I say to them. Then for fear they quake, and take me then to the tavern, and good cheer me make. The proctor and his men I make to rend their ways, and some of them went to hide them in broken haze. I tell you at a word, I set not a turd by none of them all. Early and late I will walk, and the London streets stalk, spite of them great and small, for I think verily that none in heaven so high, nor yet in hell so low, when I have this club in my hand, can he able me to withstand, or me to overthrow. Oh, but Mulciber,
Enter Mulciber.
yet I must thee desire to make me brigand irons from mine arms, and that I will love thee as mine own sire, for without them I cannot be safe from all harms.
Exit Mulciber.
Those once had. I will not set a straw by all the world, for then I will by awe have all my mind, or else by the holy rood I will make them think the devil carrieth them to the wood. If no man will, with me, battle take, a voyage to hell quickly will I make, and there I will beat the devil and his dam, and bring the souls away. I fully intend the same. After that, in hell I have ruffled so, straight to old purgatory will I go. I will clean that, so purge it round about, that we shall need no pardons to help them out. If I have not fight enough this ways, I will climb to heaven and fed away Peter's keys. I will keep them myself, and let in a great rout. What, should such a fisher keep good fellows out?
Enter Mulciber.
Have haste, Thersites, brigand irons bright, and fear thou no man manly to fight. Though he be stronger than Hercules or Samson, be thou pressed and bold to set him upon. Neither Amazon nor Xerxes with their whole rabble thee to assail shall find it profitable. I warrant thee they will flee from thy face as doth an hare from the dogs in a chase. Would not thy black and rusty grim beard, now thou art so armed, make any man afeared? Surely if Jupiter see thee in this gear, he would run thee away and hide him in for fear. He would think that Typhaeus the giant were alive, and his brother Enceladus again with him to strive. If that Mars of the battle, god stout and bold, in this array what should chance thee to behold, he would yield up his sword unto thee. And god of battle, he would say, thou shouldst be. Now fare thee thou well, go the world through and seek adventures. Thou art man in all.
Mulciber, while the stars shall shine in the sky, and Phaeton's horses with the sun's chariot shall fly, well, the morning shall go before noon, and cause the darkness to vanish away soon. While that the cat shall love well milk, and while that women shall love to go in silk. While beggars have lice, and cockneys are nice, while pardoners can lie, merchants can buy, and children cry. While all these last and more, which I do keep in store, I do me faithfully bind thy kindness to keep in mind. But yet, Mulciber, one thing I ask more, hast thou ever a sword now in store? I would have such a one, that would cut down stones, and pare a great oak down at once, that were a sword low, even for the nonce.
Truly I have such a one in my shop, and will pare iron as it were a rope. Have here, it is. Gird it to thy side. Now fare thee well. Jupiter be thy guide.
Gramercy, Mulciber, with my whole heart, give me thy hand, and let us depart.
Mulciber goeth into his shop again, and Thersites saith forth,
Now, I will go hence, and put myself in prize. I will seek adventures, yea, and that I will not cease. If there be any present here this night that will take upon them with me to fight, let them come quickly, and the battle shall be pight. Where is Caucus, that knave not worth a groat, that was wont to blow clouds out of his throat, which stole Hercules' kine, hid them in his cave? Come hither, Caucus, thou lubber and false knave. I will teach all wretches by thee to beware. If thou come hither, I trap thee in a snare. Ah, thou shalt have knocked bread and ill fare. Well, how say you, good godfather, that looks so stale? Ye seem a man to be born in the vale. Dare ye adventure with me a stripe or two? Go! Ha! Coward! Go! Hide thee as thou wast wont to do. What sort of dastards have we here? None of you to battle with me dare appear. What say you, heart of gold, of countenance so demure? Will you fight with me? No, I am right sure. Blush not, woman, I will do you no harm, except I had you sooner to keep my back warm. Alas, little pums, why are ye so afraid? I pray you, show how long it is since ye were a maid. Tell me in mine ear, sirs, sirs, she hath me told, that gone was her maidenhead at 13-year-old. My lady, she was loath to keep it too long. And I were a maid again, now may be here sung. No, do after my counsel of maidens, the whole bevy. Quickly rid your maidenheads, for they are vengeance heavy. Well, let all go. Why, will none come in with me to fight, that I may pare his skin?
the mater cometh in.
What say you, my son? Will ye fight? God it defend! For what cause to war do you now pretend? Will ye commit to battles dangerous your life that is to me so precious?
I will go, I will go. Well, stop not my way. Hold me not, good mother, I heartily you pray. If there be any lions or other wild beasts that will not suffer the husbandman in rest, I will go seech them, and bid them to a feast. They shall abide bitterly the coming of such a guest. I will search for them both in bush and shrub, and lay on a load with this lusty club.
Oh, my sweet son, I am thy mother. Wilt thou kill me, and thou hast none other?
No, mother, no, I'm not of such iniquity that I will defile my hands on thee. But be content, mother, for I will not rest till I have fought with some man or wild beast.
Truly, my son, if that ye take this way, this shall be the conclusion. Mark what I shall say. Other, I will drown myself for sorrow, and feed fishes with my body before tomorrow. Or with a sharp sword, surely I will me kill. Now thou mayst save me, if it be thy will. I will also cut my paps away, that gave thee suck so many a day. And so in all the world it shall be known that by my own son I was overthrown. Therefore, if my life be to thee pleasant, that which I desire, good son, do me grant.
Mother, thou spendest thy wind but in waste. The goddess of battle her fury on me hath cast. I am fully fixed battle for to taste. Oh, How many to death I shall drive in haste. I will ruffle this club about my head, or else I pray God I never die in my bed. There shall never a stroke be strucken with my hand, but they shall think that Jupiter doth thunder in the land.
My own sweet son, I kneeling on my knee, and both my hands holding up to thee, desire thee to cease, and no battle make, call to thee patience, and better ways take.
Hush, mother, I am deaf. I will not thee hear. No, no. If Jupiter here himself now were, and all the gods, and Juno his wife, and loving Minerva that abhorreth all strife, if all these, I say, would desire me to be content, they did their wind but in vain spent. I will have battle in Wales or in Kent, and some of the knaves I will all to rent. Where is the valiant knight, Sir Isumbras? Appear, sir, I pray you. Dare ye not show your face? Where is Robin John and little Hood? Approach ye hither quickly, if ye think it good. I will teach such outlaws with Christ's curses how they take hereafter away abbots' purses. What? Will no adventure appear in this place? Where is Hercules with his great mace? Where is Busiris that fed his horses full like a tyrant with dead men's corses? Come, any of you both. And I make an oath that ere I eat any bread, I will drive a wain, yea, for need twain, between your body and your head. This patheseth my brains. Will none take the pains to try with me a blow? Oh, what a fellow am I, whom every man doth fly, that doth me but once know.
Son, all do you fear that be present here? They will not with you fight. You, as you be worthy, have now the victory, without tasting of your might. Here is none, I trow, that proffereth you a blow, man, woman, nor child. Do not set your mind to fight with the wind. Be not so mad nor wild.
Why, say, arise, whosoever will fight. I am to battle ready, here ready dight. Come hither, other swain or knight. Let me see who dare present him to my sight. Here with my club ready I stand, if any will come to take them in hand.
There is no hope left in my breast to bring my son into better rest. He will do nothing at my request. He regardeth me no more than a beast. I see no remedy, but still I will pray to God my son to guide in his way, that he may have a prosperous journeying, and to be safe at his returning. Son, God above grant this my oration, that when in battle thou shalt have consultation with your enemies, either far or near, no wound in them, nor in you may appear, so that ye neither kill nor be killed.
Mother, thy petition, I pray God, be fulfilled, for then no knave's blood shall be spilled. Psst, fellows, keep my counsel. By the mass, I do but crake. I will be gentle enough and no business make, but yet I will make her believe that I am a man. Mother, think you that I will fight? No, no, but with the can, except I find mine enemy on this wise, that he be asleep, or else cannot arise. If his arms and feet be not fast bound, I will not prefer a stripe for 1,000 pound. Farewell, mother, and tarry here no longer, for after prowess of chivalry, I do both thirst and hunger. I will beat the knaves as flat as a conger.
Then the mother goeth in the place which is prepared for her. So, let us pause and discuss this extremely silly play, having done the first couple of scenes. Miranda, first of all, how do you find being Thersites?
I am desperate to see him fight somebody. I do not know. So I have not read this before, so I'm discovering as we go, and I will be so sad if somebody doesn't clobber him in the head.
Yeah, it does. He does seem to be kind of literally asking for it.
He is. He's spoiling for a fight. Like he's got a. I just feel like I would like him to get what he wants. He's talked all about like how he's gonna take on all comers. He's carefully fortified himself with a bunch of objects. I think
Yeah,
I want to
definitely.
see him fight somebody.
And these objects are made by Greg. How do you find the Mulciber scene?
He's he's funny, but he's about the only character so far I've really struggled to find anything with. It's a hard one. He is, and I mean, it was interesting. I thought, maybe it's just because Thersites is the big character, and everybody else is just comes on, does something, goes off. But actually, then with the Mater, I found that a really interesting and quite nice dialogue, and I just went, yeah, Mulciber just feels like the sort of rough and ready how to get armor for Thersites, not so much a character. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but Maytag was glorious. I mean, that was a great scene. You could tell the you're gonna kill me. I'm sorry, Tamara. You weren't doing it, but all I could think of was he's not the Messiah.
I was halfway through. I was like, nope, nope. This is Monty Python.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing is though. What I also can't work out is if your character Greg is just humoring him. If he's just
I wasn't sure. I kept
yeah,
wondering.
I've got this
Yeah.
stuff lying around, just prototypes and stuff I'm not sure about.
There's part of me that would love to have it. I'd love to see it played that Mulciber just like literally picks anything random up and just
Yeah.
gives it.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
Because to be honest, I could see it playing very straight, that it's a sword, it's the whatever, everything comes out as it should be. But I can see it becoming just random objects too, and society's not really giving a ton of what's it about it, and just going, yeah, fine, whatever, next.
On the one hand, yes. On the other hand, because I am desperate for Thersites to be a really skinny guy or person in general, who's like, I am Hercules. Itty bitty tiny twig arms. It means that I find the idea of him actually having proper armor that is too big for him equally comical. So like I feel like it depends who Thersites is. Because literally all I can picture is an incredibly skinny person who is like, I'm the man! I'm the man! Yeah! Yeah! And it's just like, no, you're tiny and you are skinny and you will get your face broken. But you
Then
go!
again, I can now see it the other way and see societies being laden down with these huge, the huge shield, the huge sword, like the huge biggest sword that Mulciber can find, and literally going the other way and him falling over. Yeah, not literally falling over, but maybe, but that sort of the fun you could have. But yeah, but I think I was playing it that he was cynical, Mulciber. I think some of the lines really just spoke to me as being like, yeah, all right, come on.
Yeah. It feels like he's just like, yeah, I've got something lying around, I think. There you go.
And I also find this play really interesting because unlike so many plays which are set in the classical period, this has got so many references to the Bible, so many references to things. You just think, yeah, this is a pastiche. This is an absolutely just glorious piss take of something. And I think we probably lost the play that it's a rip taking, but it feels like a real sort of joke.
Yeah.
We don't get any more.
I will say, I think some of the speeches, some of the more obscure references you can probably get rid of because you do get the idea rather quickly.
Yeah.
And the speeches are quite long. So I feel like you could well, with the whole Knights of the Round Table thing, um, you could easily just cut a lot of that down to the main knights, and then when he challenges Lancelot, um, just have that be the main thing because, most people will know who Lancelot is still, hopefully. Um, you never know in this time. So like I feel you get all these references super quickly, and for that the speeches are still a tad long.
I like the fact the
yeah.
Arthurian legend mentioned some of the obscure ones though, because I remember when they did Morte d'Arthur at Stratford, it was like there was a knight called what? Thinking, they'd all got these really old names, and then there's one that it's not Eric, but it's something like that. And you just go,
Huh?
oh, maybe they didn't.
But one thing I will say about the speech is what I really do not want to have cut is the chances of him literally going through the audience and being like, haha, fight me. No,
Yes.
maybe you. Because you've got some glorious interaction with the audience that you can do with that. So that part, please don't cut that. But I do think they are tad long, the speeches.
Yeah, no, and
I
it
think
is
they should
one
pick up
joke,
someone
especially
to
with all those classical and biblical references.
Yes, and I think Tamara's right that a good way to keep it alive is to connect with the audience or pick out. It's like you're Sir Lancelot, aren't you? Or
Well,
you're
that's it. If you know your audience, and I can see it happening. You pick, and we've seen this in other plays like this. You can see that the audience interaction would have been there, and you can imagine him picking out the I don't know the most decrepit looking old man and saying, "Oh, you're Lancelot," or so or picking the guy who's most up himself or whatever.
And and also he just straight away says something like, "I won't hurt you, yeoman." So like it's written in there. Maybe cut the sexist bit about the woman losing her virginity at 13. Maybe cut that part. I don't think that aged well.
well, it was
No,
funny 500 years ago. I mean,
Is
there's a wonderful warning on the podcast betwixt the sheets, and I forgot to use it yesterday. It's called the fair dues warning, and it's for anything like that. And it literally, she said, "This is your fair dues warning."
it's cut that part and then little bits and yeah.
No, I was just thinking too. I loved that idea of the armor that's too big for him, and so then also if you have that beginning thing where he's pressuring Mulciber like, no, give me the armor, give me the salad, please, and if it's clearly too big for me, then Mulciber's hesitating, has like, okay, this is what
I
you
just give
want.
him this massive helmet, yes,
Oh,
that he can
and I feel like
see out of.
yes, and I feel like that could work great too with your with what you were just saying about the interaction with the audience too, because if he's got um a sword that's too heavy or a helmet that's too heavy, right? Then it may be so heavy that he needs to get somebody to hold it for him for a minute before he takes it back and that kind of thing.
yes, yes. I like that. Like any opportunity for more clowning is a good thing.
I don't know why, but I was almost imagining Mulciber shopping in the audience then, and him borrowing things from the audience. And somebody got an umbrella. Yes, the sword.
I mean, you
And
could
it's
do
actually
that.
just
You
a
could do that if
pencil.
you were doing it on, if you're doing it in a public space, you could probably try and do that. Problem is, you need backup options in case you
Oh
don't get all the props.
Mm.
So we've
yeah,
got
just spoil the fun.
got
Yeah,
about
the minute he started talking about, how strong he is and how he's bigger than Hercules, I was like, oh, you're just a little guy.
little guy.
You're just a little.
Yes. So we've
Making
got.
up for something. Yes.
Go ahead. What?
No, making up for something else.
Possibly. So we've got about a third of the play left to go, and uh, basically, does anyone else want to go at being Thersites? Like, um,
I'd love a stab for a bit, but I'm happy to if anyone else wants to.
I mean, I'm still having my dinner a little bit, so I will go
Okay.
off camera again for a bit, but we'll see how we go.
We'll see how we go. Mater has another scene in a little while, so if you're happy staying as Mater, you can do that one.
I'll tell him he's a naughty boy. Sure.
The naughtiest, really. And Miranda, do you fancy being Miles, the soldier, when he comes in?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. It's fulfilling your wish. I think some clobbering might be about to happen.
Yes.
But first, the snail fight.
I was
Greg,
going to say the best scene in the play, from what I remember, though I'm not going to say too much. Are we going for where it says section 3 then?
yes,
Yes.
take it away.
Oh, I get to be the snail fight. Sorry. What? How long shall I tarry? For your hearts in your hose? Will there none of you in battle me oppose? Oh, come, prove me. Why stand you so in doubt? Have you any wild blood that ye would have let out? Alack, the man's strength cannot be known, because there he lacketh enemies to be overthrown.
Here a snail must appear unto him, and he must look fearfully upon the snail, saying,
What a monster do I see now, coming hitherward with an armoured brow? Oh, what is it? Ah, it is a sow. Ooh, no, by God's body, it has neither a bristle, it is not a cow. Oh, there I fail, for then it should have a long tail. All I would say is if people can't see Liza, they need to look at. For then it should have a long tail. What the devil, I was blind, it is but a snail! Oh, I was never so afraid in neither east nor in south. My heart at the very first sight was at my mouth. Marry, sir, fie, I do swear, for fear. I thought I had craken, but too timely here. Hence, thou beast, and pluck in thy horns, or I swear by him that crowned was with thorns, I will make thee drink worse than good ale in the corns. Oh, hast thou nothing else to do but to come with horns and face me so? How, my servants, get you shield and spear, and let us worry and kill this monster here.
Here Miles cometh in.
Is this not a worthy knight, that with a snail dareth not fight, except he have his servant's aid? Is this the champion that maketh all men afraid? I am a poor soldier, come of late from Calais. I trust ere I go to debate some of his malice, I will tarry my time, till I do see betwixt him and the snail what the end will be.
Why, ye horse and knave, regarding not my calling? Why do ye not come on you with weapons bring? Why shall this monster so escape killing? Know that he shall not, God be willing.
I promise you this is as worthy a knight as ever shall bread out of a bottle bite. I think he be Darus, of whom Virgil doth write, that would not let Entellus alone, but ever provoked and ever called on. But yet at the last he took a fall, and so within a while I true I make thee shall.
By God's passion, knaves, if I come, I will you fetter. Regard ye my calling and crying no better. Why, horsens, I will say, will ye not come? Why, the master knaves all be all from home. They have had better fet than me an errand at Rome.
By my troth, I think that very scant this lubber dare adventure to fight with an ant.
Well, seeing my servants come to me will not, I must take heed that this monster me spill not. I will jeopard with it a joint, and other with my club or my sword's point I will reach at such wounds as I would not have for 40,000 pounds. Pluck in thy horns, thou unhappy beast! What facest thou me? Wilt thou be in rest? Why will not thou thy horns in hold? Thinkest that I am a cuckold? God's arms, the monster cometh towards me still. Except I fight manfully, it will me surely kill.
Then he must fight against the snail with his club.
O Jupiter, Lord, dost thou not see and hear how he feareth the were a bear?
Well, with my club I have had good luck. Now with my sword haven't thee a pluck.
And he must cast his club away.
I will make thee ere I go for to duck, and thou wert as tall a man as Friar Tuck. I see yet again thy hounds in draw, or else I will make thee to have ruineds roar. Thou not afeard to have thy beard pared with my sword.
Here he must fight then with his sword against the snail, and the snail draweth her horns in.
Ah, well, now no more. Thou mightest have done so before, when it doth it so sore, thought it should have been law, and it had not drawn in his horns again. Surely I would the monster have slain. But now, farewell, I will work thee no more pain. Now my fume is past, and doth no longer last that I did to the monster cast. Now out of the countries both far and near, more deeds of chivalry I will go inquire.
Thou needst not seek any further, for ready I am here. I will debate anon, I trow, thy bragging cheer.
Now where is any mo that will me assail? I will turn him and toss him both top and tail. If he be stronger than Samson was, who with his bare hands killed lions apace.
Well, what needeth this boast? I am here at hand, that with thee will fight. Keep thy head and stand. Surely, for all thy high words, I will not fear to assay thee a touch till some blood appear. I will give thee somewhat for the gift of a new year.
And he beginneth to fight with him, but Thersites must run away, and hide him behind his mother's back, saying,
Mother, I pray thee me hide. Show something over me and cover me every side.
Oh, my son, what thing aildeth thee?
Mother, 1,000 horsemen do persecute me.
Marry, son, then it was time to fly. I blame thee not then, though afraid thou be. A deadly wound thou mightst there soon catch. One against so many is no indifferent match.
Mother, but if they had been but 10 to 1, I would not have avoided, but set them upon. But seeing there be so many, I ran away. Hide me, mother, hide me, I heartily thee pray. For if they come hither and hear me find their horses' tails, they will be bind. And that after fashions hail me and kill me, and though I never was so bold and stout, I fight against so many, I should stand in doubt.
Now, whoops, sorry, Miles, Mater.
Thou, thou that dost seek giants to conquer, come forth, if thou dare, and in this place appear. Fie for shame, dost thou so soon take flight? Come forth, and show somewhat of thy might.
Hide me, mother, hide me, and never would say.
Well, thou, old trot, seest thou any man come this way, well armed and weaponed, and ready to fight?
No, forsooth, master, there came none in my sight.
No, he did avoid in time, for without doubts I would have set on his back some clouts. If I may take him, I will make all slouches to beware by him, that they come not in my clutches.
Then he goeth out, and the mother saith,
Come forth, my son, your enemy is gone. Be not afraid, for hurt thou canst have none.
Then he looketh about if he be gone or not. At the last he saith,
You wis, thou didst wisely, whosoever thou be, to tarry no longer to fight with me, for with my club I would have broken thy skull if thou were as big as Hercules' bull. Why, thou cowardly knave, no stronger than a duck, darest thou try masteries with me a pluck, which fear neither giants nor Jupiter's fires bolt, nor Beelzebub the master devil as ragged as a colt? Wouldst thou come hither once again? I think thou hadst rather live to be flamed. Come again, and I swear by my mother's womb, I will pull thee in pieces no more than my thumb, and thy brains abroad I will so scatter, that all knaves shall fear against me to clatter. Until that I have him, then so God save him, I will so benave him that I will make to rave him. With this sword I will shave him, and stripes when I have gave him. Better I will deprave him than you shall know for a slave him.
Then Miles cometh in, saying,
Wilt thou so indeed? Hie thee! Make good speed. I am at hand here pressed. Put away tongue shaking and this foolish craking. Let us try for the best. Cowards make speech at pace. Stripes prove the man. Have now at thy face. Keep off if thou can.
and then he must strike at him, and Thersites must run away and leave his club and sword behind.
Why, thou lubber, runnest thou away, and leavest thy sword and club thee behind? Now this is a sure card. Now I may well say that a coward craking here I did find. Masters, ye may see by this play in sight that great barking dogs do not most bite. And oft it is seen that the best men in the host be not such that use to brag most. If ye will avoid the danger of confusion, print my words in heart, and mark this conclusion. Such gifts of God that ye excel in most, use them with soberness, and yourself never boast. Seek the laud of God in all that ye do, so shall virtue and honor come to you too. But if you give your minds to the sin of pride, vanish shall your virtue. Your honor away will slide. For pride is hated of God above, and meekness soonest obtaineth his love. To your rulers and parents be ye obedient, never transgressing their lawful commandment. Be ye merry and joyful at board and bed. Imagine no traitory against your prince and head. Love God, and fear him, and after him your king, which is as victorious as any is living. Pray for his grace with hearts that doth not feign, that long he may rule us without grief or pain. Beseech ye also that God may save his queen, lovely Lady Jane, and the prince that he hath sent them between, to augment their joy and the commons' felicity. Amen.
Amen. That's kind of lovely. It provides us, of course, a precise date for the play. After the during the time of Jane Seymour, who I think died quite shortly after the birth of Edward the Sixth, I think.
Yes, it was, because the princes in the tower was fifth. Yeah. Yes, it was about 2 weeks post. She definitely died from childbirth, basically.
Yes, yes, but a bit of a shift in tone there, that last speech.
Absolutely.
Well, it's kind of and the moral of the story is
It's got a very fairy tale feeling in that way. I feel like you have the big adventure, and then yeah, like you said, Tamara. I mean, and here is the moral: all little children must remember, and so on and so forth.
Yes, I feel like either the speech needs some cuts or we need something absolutely stupid to be happening upstage of him.
Mm, yeah. But it does feel a bit like a panto, so I feel like you could absolutely get away with something ridiculous going on in the background, like the snails come back, or uh something with the snail. I love the snail.
The snail is sort of
Snail is amazing.
the snail is the sort of MVP. Greg, you did that snail fight very well. Do you have thoughts or feelings about it?
No, but it has to be one of the most glorious battle scenes in any play ever written, for all the right reasons. And oh my God, we've read some strange battle scenes and some strange fight scenes in Shakespeare.
Woo!
You know, that's the first time I've ducked in a very long time.
Well, it wasn't really a duck, more a sort of duckling.
Yeah, it was. Cripes. And you know what? That's hard not to do. Anyway, yes, in other plays, we've had scenes with balls. For those, and I don't think that play will ever get released on here. But anyway, yeah, it's just a glorious fight. It's just, and as I say, it's got to be piss taking something, but I don't know what, because there's got. But actually, to be fair, any history play, any play with a battle, that scene is just gloriously sending up.
So what do we think is happening? Like what could if you were sort of armchair directing this, what happens that when he fights against his the stage direction says then he must fight against the snail with his club. Like what's happening there? Is he just swinging and sort of missing or like whacking the floor but not where the snail is or
Or whacking his own foot by accident.
yeah, probably that.
What I'm also oddly picturing, and I have no idea how this would work practically, is the snail grows. So at first it's snail size, right? And he's scared of a little snail. But then slowly it inflates. So by the time that he's actually fighting it with his sword and stuff, it's it's huge, right? And it is monster sized. It is a monster sized snail. I have no idea how to make this work, but that is what I'm picturing. So maybe we'll just turn this into an animation. I don't know.
Ooh, that's really interesting. That's a really interesting thought. And, um, Rob has talked about, how would you make a like a the size of snail that like a human could wear the shell as a backpack and be sort of shuffling along in a sleeping bag with dealy boppers on your head and like um what we're still sort of deliberating how we're going to make the snail for Sudbury. So like any ideas would be completely welcome. I've really been a slacker. I'm almost never in the Discord, but you know, uh, answers on a postcard, really. And so yeah, how uh, so Miranda, how did it feel being the person doing the clobbering, as opposed to the person who needs a clobbering?
I kept thinking, I kept wondering what his particular uh persona might be. I was also thinking, like in the context what we were already talking about, with with the braggart maybe being quite small. I almost wanted Miles to be even smaller. Um, but I think that joke is mostly carried off by this by the snail, and so probably he's just a sturdy, calm, sensible, speak softly and carry a big stick sort of fellow. Um, but yes, I was delighted that he did get some clobbering, but nothing could top the snail. The snail was amazing.
Um, well, it's kind of easy to have. One thing we found during lockdown when we were doing a lot of virtual theater is that on camera over Zoom, you can do things that would be incredibly expensive to do in a theater. So yeah, yes, you can make a snail, and the snail can come towards the camera
I
and
love
become huge and
Yes.
ah! uh,
Expanding. I do love that idea, like of essentially some kind of very small prop, and then it expands as if you're like being brought into his mind.
yes.
Oh, what about shadows? What about
Ooh.
shadow tricks where you have, right, you can see the big ominous shadow first and then realize that it's the tiny
You
little
could
snail or
you
something like
could
that.
do the entire snail thing on a screen. So you could have the little snail and he's on stage for that in front of the screen initially. And then when Miles comes on and he's just kind of watching, at that point, Thersites and the snail are behind the screen, and that way you can bring the snail puppet closer to the thing, and that makes it bigger. I don't know. But that's a thought. I like that.
I do
Yeah.
like the idea, like the
I
vision of the scary snail.
I like the shadow idea. That's sort of it's sort of old horror movie um thing. And you could do sort of promotional posters with the sort of drippy lettering going, Night of the Snail.
But it's very Don Quixote in a lot of ways, I feel like, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's I'm fighting with the snail. Um, but it's huge in his mind.
It is. It is.
Again, we're Monty Python, right? It's a wee rabbit.
Uh, well, if we had a snail drawn by Terry Gilliam, it would probably be better than most of the other stuff Gilliam is up to these days. Uh-huh. um, but yes, it is a bit like that, isn't it? Where in Holy Grail, you rather than a special effects sequence, you suddenly have a drawing or, you know, a cartoon. Um, which, I guess it's a sort of accurately medieval feel. Um,
Aliens.
oh my gosh.
As a
So,
side note, I always forget about the aliens in Life of Brian, and they always catch me out. I somehow I always forget them. They come
yes,
back, and I'm like, oh yeah.
I
Do you know
mean,
what? I'd forgotten they were there too. It's funny, isn't it? I the joyful moment. I do not ask which play it was. 'Cause I've been done this for 5 years. I actually can't remember. But I once did a character in full from the Life of Brian voice, and then discovered I got a speech about 2 pages long about. I just went, oh, sod it. How do I do this? Problem is, once you've started, you really can't stop doing the other voice because
it's true. It's hard to stop.
yeah.
But oh my gosh. Well, I feel like we can, even though we're wrapping up a little bit early, we can go around the room for final thoughts if you guys feel like it. Um, so Tamara, any final thoughts?
I'm desperate to see this play.
Yes.
I'll be the snail.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
I
Typecast again.
absolutely. I long live the snail. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, longer than Thersites, anyway.
This is the most epic battle I have ever seen.
Oh God, yeah. I think, Liza, I put a couple of textual things in the chat if you didn't see them.
Oh,
There's at least a line where I think when it's talking about I can't. It's society something says something about oh, where is it? Me bind, but he be bind.
yes.
Says.
I think.
And also, do we need to lose the Thersites just before Miles' entrance?
Well,
Because he kind of says from off stage, but he doesn't go off.
yes, I wonder. I mean, it would be nice because Thersites is otherwise on for the whole play, and it would be nice for the actor to have a break and get a drink of water or something, or
It's not a very long play.
Having done Johnson, where it took us a whole session to do 5 scenes, absolutely.
yes.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. And Miranda, any final thoughts?
I'm going to have nightmares about snails now. They'll haunt my dreams.
I really hope that oh my gosh, Greg, yes. The snail lives. um yes, it's quite wonderful. And you see, of course, in the margins of all these medieval manuscripts, you see among other animals doing ridiculous things, you do see like knights fighting snails, and I think it's sort of the whole armor thing. And
Let's be honest, if we had a manuscript, if we'd been medieval period and we'd had a manuscript to this play, this would so have had a little finger pointing at it, that scene.
yes.
So been a popular. I reckon Charles I would have done something similar to what he's done elsewhere and had a little finger going, you look at this.
Definite pointy finger times, maybe with a little snail crawling along the finger for emphasis. Well, thank you for being here, and all that remains for now is for me to thank our wonderful readers for all their wonderful reading. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Where's the button? Here's the button. There's a button somewhere. Okay.